This video is about a lesson on transformations, and transformations are simply movement of geometric figures on a coordinate plane. There are four types of transformations we're going to work with: translations, reflections, dilations, and rotations. Today we're going to talk about translations. Here's an ordered pair. As you can see, it's 3, 4. Take a look at the red dot that's on the page now. What's the new ordered pair? If you said 7, 2, you'd be correct. How did this ordered pair change? The ordered pair moved. It went left 4 spaces and down 4. They'll say spaces, they'll say units. So it went left first, and then it went down. Mathematically speaking, x plus 4, y plus negative 2. This is a rule. If you open up your flipbook and look for translations, you'll see the general rule in your flipbook. The original comes first, the rule comes second, and the new figure comes third. And they call the new figure the prime figure. So for instance, it was 3, 4. You'll notice that I took the 3 from the x and I substituted in here. Then I took the 4 and I substituted in here. All I did then was computation. 3 plus 4 is 7. 4 plus negative 2 is 2. 7-7 comma 2 is our new ordered pair. So what I want you to do right now is write down the ordered pairs for the original shape. Remember, the original shape does not have the prime marks on them, so it's the black one. Now, what I want you to do is plot the ordered pairs of the new shape. That's the red one, the prime shape. I want you to look at it and discover the rule. How did the points change? How did A change? How did B change? How did C change? When you look at this, you should have the same rule for each point. So we now know we need to have the original, the rule, and the new, the prime. There's my rule. X plus negative 9, because the first thing that happened is horizontal movement. So move from here and I went over to here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spaces. It went to the left, that's why it's negative. From here it went down here, and that's 1, 2, 3 spaces, and since down is a negative direction, it is also negative 3. This is what your chart's supposed to look like. Sorry, that got caught down in there. Okay, this is different. In this case, we only have one shape. And what we are going to do is we're going to translate up 3 and right 4. Alright, so what I want you to do right now is take a moment. I want you to put this into your notes so that when you talk about translations, you know what directions are working. When you're moving to the right, it changes the x in a positive way. So in other words, right is x plus some number m. When you're moving to the left, it changes the x in a negative way. In other words, left is x plus a negative m. Moving up changes the y value in a positive way. So in other words, up is y plus n. And moving down changes the y in a negative way. So down is y plus a negative n. Here's a shortcut. When I look and I see move something up, I know it's positive. Down it's negative, and both of them are working on the y. For right is positive, left is negative, and those are both working on the x term. So for instance, when we start with this one, it says translate this shape up 3 and right 4. The first thing I'm thinking about is this, up 3. And up 3 is up, which means it's going to impact the y-axis. That means my 3 has to go here. And then right is this, and that's clearly going to go here. And since up is positive, the 3 remains positive. And since right is positive, the 4 remains positive. My next step is to apply the rule, and I do so like this. There's point A. So I took negative 8, 3. I substituted the 8 in here. I substituted the 3 in here. I did my computation. Negative 8 plus positive 4 is negative 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. So I want you to think about what the next one's going to be like. I did the same thing. Notice that my rule hasn't changed. It's still some number plus 4 and some number plus 3. Go ahead and do C from that same shape. There are the last two. I now have two sets of ordered pairs. The ordered pairs on the left, A, B, C, and D, those are my original shape. The other ones, and I don't have it, let me put them in there. Here is A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. That's my new shape. What I'm going to do is graph both sets of ordered pairs, making sure to label the vertices. That's what it's going to look like when we're finished. Notice when I did my labeling that for the new shape, I have the little prime marking right here. Okay, make sure you put the prime marking for the new shape. That's the only way for us to tell whether it's the new shape or the old shape. Let's try it again. Translate this shape up 5 and left 2. The first thing you have to do is write the rule. That's always the first thing that I try to do, is write the rule. So there's the rule. Then I start looking at what it's telling me to do, and it says up. Up is working on the y-axis, so the 5 goes there. Up is a positive number, so it's a positive 5. Then we have left 2, okay, and so the 2 is going to be on the over here, but since it's left, I know it's going to be negative. So it's x plus negative 2. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to make sure that I list the correct ordered pairs for A, B, C, and D. And there they are. From here, I'm going to apply the rule. I'm going to pause this video for a minute, and I'm going to ask you to go ahead and apply the rule on your own. This is what your chart should look like. How did you do? There's what my graph should look like. Remember, make sure that you are using the correct labels for your vertices.